What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be going through my updated Heisman top 10 heading into week 11 of the 2024 college football season. I don't think we have had this crazy of a Heisman race in a long time. There's a chance we might see a two-way player win the Heisman Trophy for the first time in over 20 years, but it's also very possible that a running back will win the Heisman Trophy for the first time in 10 years. There's a lot of unpredictability in the Heisman race right now, and I think it's very possible that a non-quarterback wins the Heisman Trophy this season. And I am going to go through my Heisman top 10, and let's start off at number 10. And at number 10, I have Jalen Milroe. I really don't think Jalen Milroe is deserving of being in my top 10, but I didn't know who else to put here. Jalen Milroe has not been playing his best football the last few weeks, but he was a legit Heisman contender a few weeks back, and he is putting up really good numbers. He's thrown for over 10 touchdowns, and he's also ran for over 10 touchdowns as well. And there's potential for Jalen Milroe to get hot late in the season. He's passed for nearly 2,000 yards with a completion percentage of 67, and he's only thrown 6 interceptions. He's also ran for over 380 yards. He's been one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country. I know he has some issues and he makes a lot of mistakes, but I did not know who to put at number 10. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Milroe got his name back in the conversation if he has a big end to this season. I really didn't think Jalen Milroe was deserving of the top 10, but I don't know who else to put here, so I decided to put Jalen Milroe at number 10 because he has been a very good dual threat quarterback. And at number 9, I actually have Bryson Daly. He is a big long shot to win the Heisman Trophy, but right now this Army team is undefeated, and Bryson Daly has ran for nearly 1,000 yards. He leads his team in rushing yards, but he's a quarterback. He's also thrown for over 600 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he's ran for 19 touchdowns, so he's been responsible for 26 touchdowns with this Army team. It is very rare for a quarterback to lead the team in passing yards and rushing yards, and he is doing exactly that right now. He is responsible for 26 touchdowns and this Army team being undefeated. And not only has he ran for 900 yards, that's actually top 15 in the country in rushing yards as a quarterback, which is very good. He's also tied for second in the country with rushing touchdowns. So Bryson Daly is basically a running back for this Army team, but he's also been a great leader and a quarterback for this team. So I decided to put Bryson Daly at number 9, and I think he is an excellent player for this Army team. And at number 8, I actually have Riley Leonard, the Notre Dame quarterback. At the start of the season, everybody just completely forgot about him after that bad loss they had to Northern Illinois. Riley Leonard couldn't do anything in the passing game, and he was just not being a great leader for this team. But as we are heading into week 11 of the 2024 college football season, Riley Leonard has passed for 1,300 yards with a completion percentage of 66. He's also responsible for 8 passing touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Now those passing numbers aren't crazy good, but they are decent, and he's been super efficient. But he's also ran for over 500 yards on the ground and 11 rushing touchdowns. So he's been another one of those great dual threat quarterbacks this season. And Riley Leonard has really been responsible for this Notre Dame offense finding something midway through this season, and Notre Dame is a legit playoff contender because of him. Notre Dame has one loss, and it's very likely that this team is going to win out, and I think Riley Leonard has been a great quarterback for this team. If Riley Leonard can continue to be consistent and not turn the ball over, this Notre Dame team should make the playoffs, and I do have Riley Leonard at number 8 in my Heisman top 10. Now, as we head into the top 7 of my Heisman top 10, I think all 7 of these contenders have legitimate chances to be a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Now, let's start off at number 7. This is a guy that everybody is doubting, and that is Shedeur Sanders. I know Travis Hunter is getting all the Heisman buzz, but what Shedeur Sanders is doing right now is actually very good. Shedeur Sanders has passed for 2,591 passing yards with a completion percentage of 73.3. Even when Colorado did not have Travis Hunter or Jimmy Horn Jr., 2 of his best receiving options, Shedeur Sanders still put up big numbers. He's thrown for 21 touchdowns this year and only 6 interceptions. He is easily a top 5 quarterback in college football, and his numbers are very good right now. And I think we have to give him recognition because this Colorado team is actually decent this year. So that's exactly why not just Travis Hunter is in the Heisman conversation, but I actually think Shedeur Sanders should be in that conversation as well. Even with Shedeur Sanders being sacked 25 times this year, he is still putting up excellent numbers, and I have to have him at number 7 in my Heisman top 10. At number 6, I have Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is getting absolutely disrespected by the media right now. This guy leads the country in passing yards over Cam Ward, and he has a completion percentage in the 70s. I know Ole Miss is a two-loss team, but Colorado also has two losses, and I think Shedeur Sanders is getting more recognition than Jackson Dart. But Jackson Dart's numbers are even better than Shedeur Sanders, and that's why I have him above Shedeur Sanders. He's thrown for 3,200 passing yards, which is first in the country. He's thrown for 21 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. I really don't know what to say. Jackson Dart is a very good quarterback. His numbers are insane this year. And Ole Miss is still a two-loss team with playoff hopes. Jackson Dart is also averaging 11.6 yards a pass, which is first in the country. Similar to Shedeur Sanders, his offensive line has been a concern. He's been sacked 21 times. But I think it's about time people start giving Jackson Dart the recognition he deserves. Because if Ole Miss goes on a run late in the season, he should definitely get in the conversation to win the Heisman Trophy. Because right now, Jackson Dart's stats are actually very good. And I do have Jackson Dart at number 6. At number 5, I have Indiana quarterback Curtis Wark. I have to have him up here because he's really been responsible for the rise of this Indiana team, and he has been one of the most efficient quarterbacks in college football this year. Even after missing a week due to his thumb injury, he came back looking very good in a blowout win over Michigan State. Curtis Wark threw for over 250 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they blew out Michigan State. Curtis Wark continues to get better and better, and an injury cannot even hold him back. He's thrown for over 200 passing yards and a completion percentage of 73.3. He's averaging 10.5 yards a pass, which is very good. He's had 19 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. And I think it's really impressive what he is doing because he does not have crazy good receivers. He's just been super efficient. And he has been one of the best leaders at quarterback this year. And he has definitely been a breakout quarterback for this Indiana team. Curtis Wark has been getting a lot of hype from the media, and I'm giving him the Heisman hype as well. I have Curtis Wark at number 5. Like I said, the Heisman race is absolutely wide open this season, and there are so many elite players in college football. But at number 4, I decided to go with Oregon quarterback Dillon Gabriel. If Oregon keeps winning, you have to assume Dillon Gabriel is a lock to be a Heisman finalist. He's been doing exactly what college football fans expected him to do. He is having a huge year for the Oregon Ducks. Not only that, but Oregon has that signature win over Ohio State, and Dillon Gabriel had a big game. Last Saturday, Oregon won comfortably at Michigan. Dillon Gabriel threw for 294 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions. He also ran for 23 yards and a score. He's been responsible for 25 touchdowns this season, and he's also very effective with his legs. Right now, he is second in the country with a completion percentage of 74.8. The only quarterback with the higher completion percentage is out for the season, and that is Graham Mertz. Dillon Gabriel is top 6 in passing yards, but he's also been super efficient and only had 5 interceptions. And at number 3, I have Travis Hunter. Nobody is doing what Travis Hunter is doing on both sides of the football. What he is doing is absolutely insane. He became the first player ever named both the Big 12 Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week. He had 9 catches for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns against Cincinnati, while also racking up 2 tackles and 4 pass breakups on the defensive side of the ball. Travis Hunter has just been incredible this year. You could absolutely make a case for him to be number 1, but I think the 2 players ahead of him have been a little bit more valuable to their teams. And at number 2, I do have Ashton Jeanty. The last couple of weeks, he's had pretty normal stats, but he still ran for over 100 yards, and he's having big games. But overall on the season, what Ashton Jeanty is doing is crazy. He's ran for over 1,500 yards. He is easily on pace to run for over 2,000 yards. Right now, he's ran for 20 touchdowns while averaging 8 yards a carry. And nobody else can come close to those numbers. If Boise State didn't have Ashton Jeanty, this team wouldn't be anywhere near the college football playoff conversation. And I truly believe that. And I do have to have Ashton Jeanty at number 2. At number 1, I have Cam Ward. I don't even know what to say about Cam Ward. He is basically carrying this Miami team. If Mario Cristobal did not have Cam Ward, this team wouldn't be this good. And I truly believe that, and that's why I have Cam Ward at number 1. He is making some insane plays, and he's doing it every single week. He's second in the country for passing yards, passing for over 3,000 yards with a completion percentage of 67. He always takes his risk and makes incredible plays. He's not afraid to throw the ball into traffic, and he's only had 6 interceptions, which is not that bad. He easily leads the country in passing touchdowns with 29. Nobody else even comes close to him other than the North Texas quarterback who has 26. I think it's very likely that Cam Ward wins the Heisman Trophy, and it is more likely for a quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy. because a quarterback is usually the most important position on the team. I could have went with Ashton Jeanty or Travis Hunter at number 1, but I just think Cam Ward's numbers have been insane this year. And like I said, I think it's more likely for a quarterback, definitely Cam Ward, to win the Heisman Trophy. So I do have Cam Ward at number 1 for now, but that could definitely change in the near future. But anyways, that is going to do it for my Week 11 Heisman Top 10. You guys let me know what you would change about my Heisman Top 10 down in the comments below. But let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.